He's completely by himself. He's completely solo, and he's doing $5 million a year completely by himself, doing this exact business with a $150 product. What if you had 1,000 people paying you 49 bucks a month? Think about what you're currently doing. And so how does this work? Well, I break it down into 3 phases. You got your raw materials, you got your automated machine, and then you got your endless traffic generator. Like, you got to generate new eyeballs to your stuff. I just wanted to create this video to share with you what it is that I love about an online education business. I'll share with you some of the main things that you need to have in place to have one, and just maybe a little bit of what you can expect in terms of what you can make, the type of time you'll have, things like that. I'm here in Barcelona. It's right by Cancun. It's a resort. Beautiful, beautiful place. And of course, that's one of the reasons I love this type of business, simply because it allows you the option to work from anywhere, work at any time, and you really do make a huge impact in people's lives. I've had so many of our students just go from have no clue about this. They had the ability, they had the expertise, they had the want, they just didn't have the vehicle. And that's why I'm so driven to help people with this. That's my #1 goal, is to help people get this perspective and learn about this, because I knew about it, but I didn't take action on it quick enough when I was younger, and I could have been miles ahead. But I'm very happy with where I am now. It's my goal to help young entrepreneurs, older entrepreneurs, just entrepreneurs in general, people that have a desire and a goal to help other people. I want to show them how this online education business vehicle can really help them make money doing what it is that they actually love to do. For me, I really loved business, and I really loved the online business space. So that's what I practice more than anything else. That's what I tried to learn everything about, and failed many times trying to do. But then I started figuring out the principles, and I started figuring out what it actually takes, and I started learning that this is something that anybody can do as long as they're driven to help other people. And so as weird as it may be to think about, well, Mike, you don't understand where I'm at right now. Like, I'm, working this career, I make great money, it's hard to leave it. Or maybe you're just getting out of school, whether it's high school or college, and you're going, I don't want to work for somebody else, or I'm tired of working for somebody else. Or maybe you're like, I want to make more money, I want to have more time, I just want to have more options. Because that's what it was for me. I'm like, if I'm working for somebody else, I'm never going to make more than them. They're always going to have the say on when I need to be there, or what needs to happen for me to be able to do anything. Or I just didn't like being limited, and that's what it felt like. Now, I'm not against a job. I have no problem with a job. I feel like there's steps to this. You have to learn and earn, right? But what I want to share with you is it doesn't have to take forever, #1. #2, if you just learn these core concepts that make the business work, you'll do extremely well. And I'll share a few of those with you here in a minute. But at any time down in the comments, let me know, what are you doing right now? Like, what is your career? What is your focus right now? And what is holding you back from actually starting an online education business? And let's define what that actually is. So an online education business is basically where you're helping people solve problems online through videos, through images and slideshows and PDFs, whatever you have to do in order to show them how to solve their problem, because that's what makes this whole thing work. The only reason people are going to give you their money is because you're helping them get from point A to point B faster, easier, in a more fun way, in a less costly way in time and money. And that's the key, right? This is business in general, the business 101. Help people solve problems, then help them solve those problems faster, easier, help them solve them in a more fun way. And that's really what it is. And so some people say, well, why would anybody listen to me? Or then there's these other people out there that are saying, well, I'll just figure it all out on YouTube. Can you imagine going into a doctor's office, let's say like a dentist office, and on the wall it said, graduated from YouTube University. Now let's get into your mouth and start digging around. No. You would want to know that that person actually went to a place that just focused on dentistry and had a track record with dentistry, right? So that's kind of the way to think about, oh, I'll just figure this all out on YouTube. You can do that. It just takes longer. It's, not as fun, and it's really costly in time and money because you'll make a lot of mistakes. But that's okay. I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it that way. I'm just saying there's a better way. And for the difference in what it costs, it's like almost silly not to do it where you would go to like a program or something like that, which I've got mine down in the description if you want to learn about it. You don't have to do anything with it. And I give you some cool stuff if you want that as well, for free. I just show you what it is. But let's define an online education business. So the way we set it up and what works really good for us is, and I've been doing this stuff for a very long time, since 2007. That's when I first built my first website and funnel and automation system. And here, been through a lot of different businesses that failed. Some did good, and then, finally figured out what actually was going to get me to 7 figures. And that was quite the discovery. Finding out I was doing things way harder than I should have been doing them. But anyhow, online education business. So what you're going to do is you're going to help people solve a specific problem. And the way we do it is we create a pre-recorded video course. It's usually around 20 to 30 videos. It can be more or less, just as long as the job gets done. We put that inside of a program, or like a platform. Some people call it a LMS and blah, blah, blah. It's just a software called Skool, Skool.com. And I'll put a link down in the description to that as well. But you just put your program in there. And what's great about that program is that it also has a community feature. So think of it as like a Facebook group, only 100 times better and more simple. So while they're going through your program and learning how to get from point A to point B, whether you're helping them make money in whatever way you know how to do that, or maybe you're helping them, get their fitness and health and all that dialed in, or maybe you're helping them with their relationships. There's a lot of different things. But usually you're going to be in the wealth, health, or relationships space. Those are like the 3 big categories, and you'll be in any subset of those. Of course, the program that we have, Build Lab, it helps you figure all that out, right? But the person that this is, really going to work good for is somebody that, number one, loves creating videos, number one, loves helping people above and beyond anything else, and they just have a special consistency and drive to them, and they're always striving to do better and do better, and they don't make excuses, they don't complain, they complete, and they're self-starters. They're people that can figure it out on their own. And I was this way. I couldn't stand having a boss. I didn't need to have a boss to get motivated or tell me when to be somewhere or do anything. And that's what really pushed me into entrepreneurship. So if you're that way, this could be a good fit for you. Now, this online education business, what we do, I teach you how, there's 3 real levels to it. You've got like a low, mid, and high ticket. That's what you'd charge people. But the one that I find works best for people, especially if they're new to this, is just doing like a low ticket, maybe $20 to $100 per month is what people will pay you. There's no contracts or anything. They just pay you. It's like a magazine subscription, basically, only on steroids, because instead of a magazine, they're getting a pre-recorded live video program that shows them how to solve their problem. It also has a support community in it that's live, where you can help them and other members can help other members. And then what we do is we go live on Zoom every Monday and Thursday, and it's like a collaboration Q&A call so that people can share their screen, ask questions, and yours might be different. I don't know. There's a kid that I'm really focused on right now. He's actually one of my son's best friends, and he started a mowing business in high school. He's 17 years old, and he got it up to $5,000 a month, and he consistently bounces around from $3,000 to $5,000 a month, depending on what kind of landscaping jobs he gets. And frankly, if he had more time, he is going to school, he's an athlete, he could make it a lot more, right? And he's really consistent with this, and it's been working for him. So he wants to create, he goes, man, if more kids in high school or college kids knew about this way of making money, it would get them started, especially if they like being outside, He's like, so I'd love to create a small course just sharing with people what it is that I did to get to $3,000 to $5,000 a month in high school with this landscaping business. And so that's the exact recipe right there, right? What's he gonna do? He's gonna help people make money. How's he gonna do it? Through the mowing and landscaping vertical, right? And he's just trying to help them get to $3,000 to $5,000 a month, not bazillions of dollars, just to there. Because if he can get them to there, they'll go to the next level. That's where he would introduce his mid-level or high-level offer. But he's going to start out with $29 a month, less than $1 a day. Kids, high school kids spend that all the time on stupid stuff. He goes, if they could learn how to do this, he goes, other kids like me that were entrepreneurial, they could make this happen so much faster. He goes, I've learned so many things that I would have done different if I started over. I was like, that's the exact recipe for an online education business. And imagine that. Imagine he's 17 years old. He works really hard for the next year. Let's say he gets 100 members at $29 a month. That's an additional $2,900 a month coming in gross, right? Overhead. There is no real overhead. He's going to make it once, and then he can sell it thousands and thousands of times. That's why I call my company MakeOnce.com, because I teach you how to make something once and then profit from it forever, or make it, be able to sell it thousands and thousands of times without having to do that work again. It's leverage at the end of the day. And people are joining my program all the time, no matter where I'm at or what I'm doing. There's people joining my program, getting the help and support that they need. And whenever they want to stop, being in the group, they can cancel, and that's it. If they went back into it and they want access, they just pay again. And I charge $97 a month, or if somebody signs up with me for a year, I do it for $597 a year. So I give them like a 50% discount if they do a year. And I'm just telling you that because that's a really good model. That's what you could do as well. It works for us. And I built it completely organic. I didn't have to use paid ads. I didn't have to have a team. I built this completely solo by myself as a solo creator. And I didn't have to use paid ads or anything. And we've got almost 300 members now paying $97 a month. You can do this. I'm no different than you. I'm just a person that wanted to do more. I wanted to have more options. I wanted more leverage in my life. And I wanted to be able to help people and be able to sleep at night knowing that what it is that I do actually makes impact in my little circle that I'm going to influence. And I want to help 1,000 people make 7 figures in the online education space. I just picked a number, but I know that if I can get to 1,000, I can get to 1,000 more faster. And you think about this. If I just get 1,000 members that pay me $97 a month, think about that. What if you had 1,000 people paying you $49 a month? Think about what you're currently doing. And so how does this work? Well, we identify our niche. I break it down into 3 phases. You got your raw materials, you got your automated machine, and then you got your endless traffic generator. Like you got to generate new eyeballs to your stuff. So in the first phase, raw materials, I'll just go through this quickly. We figure out, what's your offer, what's your talent, how are we going to lay out your program, and then we get that all laid out and we start building it. In the next phase, the automated machine, we set up your funnel, we set up your email automations, your follow-up system, your payment system, so when people want to get started, they can just go to your page and get started whenever they want. You don't have to get on a call with them or anything like that. And then, once we have that all set up, so now we've got the product in the machine, the automated machine, and now we got to drive people to it. So the final phase is simply that. It's just generating endless amounts of leads. Because for every 1,000 leads that you generate with this system, our numbers are showing that you're going to close anywhere from 1% to 5%. The only difference between the 1% and 5% is, are you charging more or less? The more you charge, generally it's going to be a little bit lower percentage of people signing up per 1,000 leads. And so the goal becomes, once you have the platform set up, once you have the machine in place, the goal is focusing on finding people that have the problem that you can solve, and then showing them and sharing with them why you matter to them, how you can solve it, and then getting them into your program. So we generate leads. The leads are automatedly nurtured. You're still creating personalized videos for them, and you're following up with them in a personalized way, but you have leverage. Why? Because you can create a video, like the video you're watching right now is not live. I created this earlier. I'm doing something else with my family right now, and you're watching this. See how that works? That's leverage. I'm not trading time for dollars. I'm trading bits for dollars. Bits are, it's endless, right? This video could be seen by thousands of people while I'm doing something else. I made it once, and it'll work for me forever. So that's the thing that we do. We learn this, you understand this, and then you can create different levels. I've got another product coming out called the Solo Creator Operating System, or Solo Creator OS. It's a more higher ticket where I do more of everything for people, so they can just essentially get set up faster and easier and get going to the marketing quicker. Then there's another level, right? So you can go to different levels, but the point I want to make here is, if you want to work in an online business because of the leveraging abilities that it has, and you want to actually help people, and you know that you are somebody that's going to work hard, strive to get better, you know that you got to have skin in the game, you care about people, you constantly are trying to improve, and you just love life and you want to experience it at its fullest with options and abilities and leverage, and you want to make more than the average bear, and there's nothing wrong with liking nice things or liking quality things or liking places like this. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I didn't see working for somebody making this happen. I didn't say it couldn't. I'm just saying, for me and my personality, I don't really like to be told what to do. I don't like to be limited. I don't like restrictions on my performance. And I want to make what I'm worth, and I want to do things when I want to do things. So this type of business is what was so important for me to find. And I didn't know it was this business. I didn't know it was the internet. I just really loved computers, and I really loved building things. And when I figured out I could mess with computers and build things, and then when I discovered what entrepreneurship and business was all about, it was like a drug. I was like, I couldn't stop learning about it. And then I got to a point where I could consistently get results, and that's the key. Whether you're an expert or not now, if you do something where you can consistently get a result that other people are trying to get, they'll pay you for that information. Why? Because you can get it done for them faster, easier, with less pain and struggle and cost. That's it. That's business in a nutshell. So, or you've been doing something for a long time and you're really good at it, and you can consistently get a result. You can consistently get somebody from their current situation to their desired situation, and you can help them get from point A to point B consistently faster, easier, better. Right? It's such a fun model, because as the world changes and things unlock and we get new tools and apps and tech, it just gets easier to help people. Therefore, you can help more people. And all you have to focus, don't worry about, is other people doing it? Don't worry about, is it saturated? Don't worry about, will this work for me? Just understand the model. You have to be able to attract people. You have to be able to convert the people that you're attracting. And then you have to deliver on the promise that you made in the attraction and conversion phase, so that when they go into the product that they bought from you and spent money to buy from you, they actually get the result. Because if they do, they'll do what our members of Build Lab are doing, and they'll start saying, hey, have you heard of Build Lab? And then they send people over, and that unlocks another stream of income for you. And we teach you all that stuff in Build Lab. So if you want to learn about Build Lab, you just want to see if it's something that you like, it may not be for you. Matter of fact, I'll tell you, it's really not for a lot of people. If you're not somebody that wants to create videos or wants to put themselves out there in a way where they're basically doing everything they can to solve somebody else's problem, this is not probably for you. Most likely not. If you're not driven to get better each day, and you're not striving to figure out ways to be more efficient and help your people more, probably not for you. If you don't like being on, a laptop or a phone like this, then probably not for you. If your goals aren't to make that much money, then you don't need this. You can earn 6 and 7 figures. I'm actually learning a lot from a guy right now. He's completely by himself. He's completely solo, and he's doing $5 million a year completely by himself, doing this exact business with a $150 product. So that's enough for me. And with that, I can invest in other things that create more leverage. So to me, You know, this is for you if the things that you know this is for you if listening to this video gets you excited. Okay, so I encourage you to go down in the description, learn more about it. You don't have to buy anything. You don't do anything like that. You can just learn about it, and that's the key. I just want you to learn about it so you can either say, yeah, want to know more, or nah, this is not for me, and then you can scratch it off the list. Okay, so I know this is kind of a casual talk. You'll find that's typically how I kind of am. I didn't want to have to be uptight and wearing a suit all the time to make an impact. So again, why I like this business model. And you can just be yourself. And matter of fact, the more authentic you are, the better this tends to work. So I hope this found you well. There's probably a video popping up on the screen that you can watch. Maybe it's like right here or something like that. And I just encourage you to learn more about this. If anything that I said in this actually excites you, go watch this video here and, you know, subscribe if you want, or comment down below if you have questions. I'm just here to help you. All right. Hope this reached you well. Take care. Keep going. I'll see you in the next video.